Hello everyone, this is Alex with BIMitUp. Today I'm going to continue showing you how to create a grooved mechanical branch outlet fake in Revit. This is part of a series. This is part 2. We're going to be focusing on a mechanical T. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I would recommend you go back and check it out so you understand what the challenge is and what we're trying to solve. So again, on this part, we're going to focus on the T, which is a single outlet perpendicular to your main, and I'm going to show you how to fake it. And then on future videos, I'm going to focus on the cross, which is essentially a back-to-back T. Let's get started. Now think about it, it makes sense. If you like this kind of content, you can subscribe to the channel. If you click that bell, you get notifications and then you don't miss any of our new videos. And if you're serious about your professional training, go ahead and visit us at BIMitUp.com, and there you can contact me directly for some professional training. So what I'm proposing here is very simple, and I'm going to walk you through it. So I want to start by finding a reducing T double so that I can use as a cross, and that will be kind of like my template to create this family. So for that, I'm going to come into my File Explorer. I'm going to jump into my C drive, and then under my C drive, I have program data available, and that's because I have under View, I have the hidden folders to display. But if you cannot get to it, you can simply type program data, and then you're in. So you go into Autodesk, then you go into RVT, whichever version you're using. Right now I'm creating the family in Revit 2020. And then we're going to go into our libraries, US Imperial, Pipe, Fittings, PVC, Schedule 40, Socket Type. Notice that these are the standard fittings. So this T here is only like 3x3x3, 2x2x2, 4x4x4. You don't have reducing T's here. So you have to go into DWV, Drainage, Waste, and Vent. And now let's refine this by typing reducing. So we have the T, reducing vent. This is a good start. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to go all the way back to fittings. And then here, I'm going to create a new category called grooved. So new, grooved. And then I'm just going to paste whatever I had. I'm going to keep this name handy. I'm going to paste it here on a Word, on a notepad on the side. And I'm going to change this name to AJS Cross Mechanical Victolic 920 Fake. And now let's open that family. And let's explore it a little bit. So let's go to the floor plan view, reference level, and it's pretty cluttered. So let's change it to, let's say this. Actually, I'm going to temporarily go to visibility graphics overrides and uncheck my annotation categories so that I have a clean floor plan view. I notice that when I'm in coarse and medium, what I have displayed is this line work here. These are simply lines. Right? Just like this one here, it's just line. And then when I change my detail level to fine, now I see the contour of the fitting. I also see that this has 3 connectors. I know that this fitting is a pipe fitting and is categorized as a T. And finally, if I go to the family types, I see that there's only one type, the standard, and there's a bunch of parameters. It seems pretty complex. And the most interesting thing to note is that many of these values are driven by a lookup table. And a lookup table is very useful for fittings because it automatically sizes the fitting based on the pipe that you're connecting to. So let's turn our annotations back on. So for example, you have a socket depth right here, which is this thickness here, the socket depth. And you have, for example, the center to socket bottom run and center to socket bottom branch. So if we come here we see our socket depth, right? And SD, socket depth, is coming from this lookup table. Then the center to socket bottom run is this CTSBR, and it's coming out of this lookup table. And then the center to socket bottom branch is the CTSBB, and it's also coming out of this lookup table. And then the lookup table itself is actually a parameter lookup table name is this one, see? And the whole name of that lookup table is T reducing vent PVC schedule 40 DWV. So I'm gonna copy this and put it on my notes just so that I remember the name. And notice that it has the same name as the original fitting. Now we go to manage lookup tables. Here it is. And then you could export this if you wanted to, or you could import a new one. In my case, I'm just gonna cancel out of here. And let's go hunt for that lookup table. That's going to be located in the same folder, RBT 2020, but instead of libraries is lookup tables. So if you double click here, you go to pipe, and now we need to look for that T reducing vent, right? So I'm going to navigate all the way down, and here it is, T reducing vent. Let me expand this. T reducing vent PVC schedule 40 DWV. So I'm going to copy this guy. I'm going to create a copy of it. And I'm gonna rename with the name of the fitting that I just created. AJS T Mechanical Vic 920 Fake. By the way, I'm gonna go back to my fitting, and I by mistake labeled it cross, so I'm just gonna get out of here real quick. And I'm gonna rename. So libraries, US Imperial, pipe, fittings, grooved. I'm gonna delete this backup, and remember this was T, not cross, because we're starting with a T. I'm gonna open again. I'm gonna go to my types, and then here under manage lookup tables, I'm simply gonna delete that lookup table. It's gonna give me an error. Makes sense because there's a lot of things depending on that lookup table. I'm gonna delete anyway, and now I'm gonna import. I need to navigate to that location, so C, program data, Autodesk, RVT 2020, lookup tables, pipe, and then this is the one I just copied and renamed. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna click open. Okay. It's again giving me an error. I'm gonna cancel out of this, and the error is coming because the name on the lookup table name is still the old one. So I wanna place the new one, and the new one is AJS T Mechanical Vic 920 Fake. So now I can click OK. We can create a new project to test it out. So new project. We can select the mechanical template just for simplicity. Now let's do a pipe. Let's say 2.5 inches and 9 feet is okay.